Hello, hello, hello. Oh, welcome. Let's adjust the screen. Welcome to Current Exposure. Good evening, George. Good evening. Okay, so we have a candidate who is running in the city of Newark, councilman at large. He has been well known in fashion, hair, dance, entertainment, everything that was exciting and jumping in Newark, he has been involved in it. So I would like to bring on Mr. Malik Cooper, our guest for this evening. Hello.
Great day, great day. Can you hear me good?
Yes, I can hear you good.
Okay, awesome, awesome.
Yes.
Great day,
How are
everyone.
you?
Great day, everyone.
So, Mr. Malik Cooper, tell us about your campaign for councilman at large.
Well, my campaign slogan is peace of mind, peace of mind. I'm hoping that everybody understands where I'm coming from in that perspective because a lot of the times I notice that the community wants you to stand up for them. However, they don't
Mm-hmm.
stand up with you.
Wow.
And I believe it's important that, a lot of the times we look at life and you ever heard the phrase, oh, I'm going to treat my child better than my mom treated me?
Right.
So the phrase also pertains to you looking at the city as your child and
Mm-hmm.
understanding how important it is to be a helping hand in making sure that that child is given a proper care, that it is fed correctly, that it is changed correctly. So that's what the
Mm-hmm.
phrase really references, is that everybody has the opportunity to be part of the change if they looked at it as something that was theirs too.
Okay. I like the fact that you brought up unity and people standing behind each other, showing real support and solitude, and genuinely coming together to,
Definitely.
to to build a community that works for all of those people putting into it.
Yeah. When I think about the word community, I'm looking at it as a call for people
Mm-hmm.
to come and unify. You
Yes.
understand? It's
Yes.
like come unity, and you're asking unity as this spirit. So because
Right.
unity is a spirit that you're calling into your, I'm gonna say, society.
Mm.
Do you understand? But once you call unity in, then that's when civilization really happens.
Okay.
Understand it's civilization.
Okay.
It's a play on words, but we kind of uncivilized.
I agree. Very
We kind of
uncivilized,
uncivilized, and it's
heavily
important.
driven by egos,
Yes, yes,
um, impulsiveness. People want things fast and quick and in a hurry. They don't want to go through the process of building.
and it is important. It is important that you go through the process of building, because each situation is a learning process, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not like 5 minutes. Sometimes people don't realize it takes a few years to develop anything you do, and
Right.
we have to be a little open minded and to get our community open minded to that fact as well. Is that because
Mm-hmm.
things don't happen overnight? What things do you do to make sure that I'm going to say eagerness for
Right.
progress and success doesn't get to you?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about the work you've been doing in the city of Newark. How long you've
Whoa.
been doing it? How long you've been around?
Okay, so I've been a talent baby in the city of Newark is since I can remember. So I remember exposing my talent for the first time at Madison Avenue School when I was like 7 years old.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Because there was
I
a lot of
remember that. I remember Madison Avenue School because my grandparents lived down the street on South 16th Street, and we would walk down to the playground. That's we called it the playground.
yeah
We would walk to the
Madison
playground,
Avenue.
play there, and then there were talent shows in there too.
So
So
Madison
you
Avenue
probably
School.
started that. I know I'm a little bit younger than you.
Just a little
But
bit, like maybe 1 year.
yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it.
No,
6 months.
but right, 6 months. No, I remember I drew a lady blowing a trumpet.
Okay.
I was like 7 years old, and they thought it was so amazing. I won second place, but I didn't know it was like, I was used to my mother giving me money to dance. So I was
Oh,
like, I'm gonna
okay.
try something different. You remember
Wow.
back in the day, your mother would
Yep.
be like, if you talented, she'd be like, my mother be like, Magic, come in the room and dance, and everybody give you money. You'd be like,
Yep.
ooh.
Yep. Yeah.
Now it's
Yeah.
it's different now.
I got it. I
So
got it for
I
reading.
see,
That was my thing. Get $1 or $5 to read. They get a kick out of it.
yeah, no, see, and yeah, and
So
that
we had that. Yeah, the readers and the dancers.
you there we go. And you know what's so funny? Even within you saying that, just to go into this within topic of politics or whatever that
Mm-hmm.
is, to be blatantly honest with you, when you look at the opportunity for our young people to be able to look at themselves at that value. Our parents, in that particular instance, and it's not a comparison to today's parents, but when you think about it, those opportunities built us different from what's happening now.
Right.
People are still shedding money for you to be educated, but they're not really shedding money for you to be valuable as a person. They're
Mm-hmm.
shedding money for people to be reality show TV stars.
Right.
Do you
Right. With
understand what I'm saying? There's
right.
no
People
value
without
really in the real
sustenance.
talent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly what I'm saying.
Yep.
And I actually believe that there is a large portion. A lot of stuff I'm going to say is probably going to be conducive to some of the questions that you're going to ask me already. But this is
Mm-hmm.
just who I am. I've seen the interviews or what have you. I do believe that some of the past ways of the community worked
Mm-hmm.
together is some of the ways that the community needs to start bringing back to value today.
Right.
And it really showed what unity really was when you could excuse me, you could steal from A&P.
Right.
I'm telling you. So
Okay.
if anybody be like, oh, you stole something, I sure did. I stole something out of A&P. By the time I stole a chocolate bar. I was about I
What?
was and it was so crazy. I didn't have to steal a chocolate bar because I already bagged up at A&P. But
Okay.
come on now, we all was young. We all did something that was against the grain just to test it,
Right. Right.
and
Okay.
some people became consistent with it because their imaginations got
Yeah.
the best of them.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Fortunately, mine's didn't. But I got the chocolate bar. But by the time I got home, my mother knew. She knew, and I'm talking about this is 6 blocks away from the house.
Like she was psychic.
She wasn't psychic. She knew the man at A&P. He told on me after he
Oh.
caught me.
Oh.
He told on me. I was so right, that part. I was so distraught from stealing it, and I felt so bad that I stole it that my stomach was hurting. When I got home,
Wow.
I told my mother that I had stole a candy bar.
Wow.
She said, "You know what? The way you feel right now, I could tell because your stomach hurts. So this to tell you how you're going to feel as a person to do the wrong thing."
Wow. So
You
so that's You took it deep into trusting your instinct, trusting your gut.
Yeah, yeah,
See, you did you. I
yeah.
know you didn't think that went over my head. Probably,
No, no, no. Totally, totally. And that
but no,
you know,
I
and I
like how you
learned
brought
to
it
not.
in, though. I
Yeah,
like how
and I
you
learned
brought
to
that
look
in.
at this stuff. I learned to look at a lot of stuff a different way from everybody else. And I say that to say this too, that my mother was on drugs.
Okay.
So where a lot of people will look at their drug addicted mother and be like, oh, she crazy, she high. I
Mm-hmm.
took it all in because I was the only son. So I had to take it in
Okay.
because I knew that there was something behind how she dealt with me to make sure that I didn't end up being her or better than her.
Oh wow.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It hits a little different.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And because I was a comprehensive little boy, my mother didn't hide it from me. You
Okay.
know, so I've had opportunities. My mother was the real presence of change for me.
Right.
You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I've seen some stuff, and this is one of the reasons I'm running is because I'm connected to my story and seeing my story in a lot of young people.
So, okay. So, what made you decide right now to run in 2026 as opposed to 4 years ago or sometime
Um,
or maybe 2030? Like, what inspired you to say, you know what, I need to do this now?
all right, so a few years ago, so I'm traveling in and out of the country to California,
Mm-hmm.
London, all of this stuff
Nice.
over the course of the last
With
15 years.
fashion?
Actually, for fashion, as a hairstylist,
Oh, okay.
as a I guess a production manager, set
Okay.
design, creative director,
Mm-hmm.
model trainer, few different few
Okay.
different things or whatever. And I tend to, part of it is I tend to come home because somebody else here always needs me for something. So I got
Okay.
clients here. I'm a hairstylist. I got clients here. So I'm still about my community. Although that's happening, I always find a way to make sure that I mess with the people I love because I wouldn't
Right.
be me if I didn't have them. So I'm real connected from that angle. So a friend of mine that's been around me, I'm gonna have to say one of my mentees. He was
Mm-hmm.
like, "You're the mayor of downtown Newark," and I was
Oh
like,
wow.
"What?" I was like, "The mayor." I was like, "Get out of here." He was like, "Yeah, you ain't never thought about running for mayor," and I looked at him and I said, "Wow." I said, if I ran for mayor, this is deep. I said, if
Mm-hmm.
I ran for mayor, I would be getting rid of a lot of people. And he said, why did you say that? And I
Ooh.
said, bro, from being in my community and coming and leaving and going away for 6 months and coming back and seeing the same thing, the same energy
Yeah.
consistent, like they can't
Yeah.
see where the problem is. That means that they're doing something that's not right because they're not letting our people are not growing.
Right.
And I mean from a space where I left for a year and a half. I was in Europe for a month and came back maybe like a couple of months after that. But it still was the same.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't, and you do see the changes, don't get me wrong, you see the changes. However, you didn't see the changes for the community.
Right.
You seen the changes for people that, like, I'm popular, and anybody that almost don't know me means that they new here.
Mm-hmm.
And once I come back and I see a whole bunch of faces that don't know me and they act in some type of way to me when I know exactly who I am,
Wow.
and then you evaluate and they're like, oh, I'm not from here. Oh, you in charge of this. I'm not from here. I'm not from Newark. I'm not from Newark. I'm not from Newark. No wonder you don't know me.
Wow.
Because you're not from Newark. No wonder the inside of the community is not getting anything because you're not from here. You don't even know what you're looking at.
Right.
You don't know what you're looking at. And I don't mean it from a me as a person, but To me, I'm almost every community.
How do you think people see Newark and fit into Newark that's not from here, and how could we move forward with that? Because I haven't, yeah, we do have transplants. That's what I was called when I moved to a different city at one point to study. um but they want to make Newark their home. So, like for an example, someone mentioned to me, where they came from, they've never seen substance abusers on the streets like they see in Newark, like people high outside
Okay,
on the
so
street. So I see what you're saying, where they don't know what they're looking at with that.
I'm gonna tell you something. You know what made me love my city even more when I went
Mm,
somewhere and it was worse? Let me
mm,
clear that up.
wow.
Let me clear that up.
Okay.
Okay? So while everybody's complaining about the bad part of the city, I done had my complaints. But
Mm-hmm.
then in my travels, I was like, wait, I love to give story examples because I like for people to understand that there's a level of transparency and you get to learn from being transparent. I'm downtown LA. If you know about LA, you know about Skid Row.
Oh
Skid
yeah.
Row,
Oh my
okay, let me
gosh.
just be clear.
That's where
Let
I
me
was
let me
a
be clear
transplant
without
at.
being emotional. Skid Row is
Woo!
the epitome.
We don't want Newark like
What
that.
like homelessness here, people live there and they are living like they living good and they homeless. All right. The
I mean,
reason
the
we
weather
the
is
reason we,
different too. They
what
they don't have the winters like we do.
I was just about to say that they don't have the winters that we do. However, within their homelessness, they have community.
Wow. That's
They have
interesting.
community within their homelessness.
Yeah, they're
They
actually on the
unify.
map as
They
Skid Row.
unify, even though they're saying it is what it is. They're on the map. The
Yeah,
world knows it's there. That means there's a level of unity there, and they do have a level of unity. I walked through there in the morning. I had to
they
go
have a
get
whole
some.
system. Yeah,
They
they
got a
have it.
system. You
Yeah.
don't even know they're there in the daytime. In the daytime, it's a wholesale district. I go there, I get a whole bunch of bags and all of this stuff for a client.
Mm-hmm.
I leave there. Don't come at 6 o'clock at night. All the tents is up, everybody
Yeah.
gone, and
Yeah.
it's a party. Whatever it is, it's those people's. I'm gonna use the word success.
They police themselves.
Oh,
Like,
they police, yes. As in, you.
yeah.
This is not your spot tonight.
Yeah.
They got a whole
They
system with a
handle their
person that's
own.
in
Yeah.
charge. Yes.
Yeah. I've
Yes.
seen that. And I actually wanted to go and like record
Please
that
go.
because no, I've been there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wanted to go and record it because I'm just like I'm blown away by it. It really is a homeless community.
Community.
It really is. I've never seen nothing like it. They got their little sections too. Some guy set up, he built like some type of shower thing, and they were taking turns using his shower. I'm like,
Now, let's be clear.
in the middle of LA.
Now, let me be clear about something in LA too. Is they have setups for homeless people that makes it. This is what also makes it easier for them to live out there. Don't get it messed up. They have 3 and 4 places where you could take a shower. I'm talking
Mm,
about, and it's nice places. It don't look ghetto. Stuff is not happening outside of it. A lot of stuff is not going on. They have the same. I believe that Newark has the same opportunity to do for their communities
mm-hmm.
as we have the same opportunity, but we're looking so across the street.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like the New York buses are California's old buses. New Jersey is just getting a system that's been in California for over 15 years. But
Yeah,
Newark wants to feel like it's like ahead of time. And
it's
and that's
not
only due it's not ahead of time, and only due to who's leading. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's
right.
no disrespect, but who's leading should be
Yeah.
ahead of time, and they should put younger people in the forefront, a younger generation of people, a younger mood, not so toxic energy people,
Mm-hmm.
like people that could be trusted. You ain't got to worry about is they stealing, do they have a history or reputation of stealing from people. Like a lot of
Right.
that is stuff that everybody is like, oh, because we from Newark, we expect everybody to be like that, and it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
So
is not the same.
so what is your plan for Newark? Like what do you want to bring as a councilman? What changes do you feel like need to be made, or um what is it that you don't like that the current people are doing?
First of all, I was trying to refrain from saying what I don't like.
Okay, well we don't have to
No,
go
no,
there
no, no,
then,
no.
because I want you to stay in your peace of mind.
It is important that I make sure that I implement this particular information. Let's say that it is important that I implement some type of answer to that, because it is stuff that I don't like, and I would normally just say it to myself, and that's the thing that fuels me. And it
Uh-huh.
will be something that I'll probably get intensified later during this conversation, because you will be able to tell I don't like it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
so
I
so
mean,
what
I'm
I
okay
don't
with you
like
bringing the heat.
when I'm right. So what I don't like, and I think this is going to be the base point of everything I say. What I don't like is that the people that's in office right now know that they had the opportunity to make a lot of changes, and they didn't.
Mm. Now that makes sense because, and I didn't ask it to get like, some negative energy or an attack. I asked for the very reason that you gave. Because obviously nobody would be running for any office in this city if there weren't things they didn't like.
Malik H. Cooper would be minding his business.
And what's your line number?
My line number is 5B for community.
Okay.
5B for community.
Okay.
I wouldn't even be nowhere near this if it wasn't for somebody else's 2 cents. You're gonna hear me say this a lot too. I value 2 cents. Where
Me
everybody else is
too.
looking at 2 cents and they're like, "Oh, you always got to put your 2 cents in it." And I'm like, "Okay, do you know how many times if you hear the same thing so many times?" And I had to teach my nephew this about me. He said, "Oh, this boy said this about you, Uncle Malik," and I said, "Listen to this, Doodle. If you hear
Mm-hmm.
somebody say, if you hear somebody say something too many times, you might want to believe them." He looked at his uncle and he said, "I totally get it. We don't even have to ever have this conversation again. And I've never, do you understand what I'm saying? This is the truth. These little guys are saying that. I'm not going to sit up there and like even make up nothing for you. This is the future of your whole life. So I'm going to make sure you understand the future of what people say out of their mouth. If you hear it too many times, I'm glad you came to me. But if
Uh-huh.
you hear it too many times, it's true. This is reputation. This is all of this stuff that makes me look and say, oh, if they keep saying that, then I'm believing that a large portion of what they're saying about this one and that one is true.
What about receipts?
The receipt,
We just see some people's word isn't
you
that
want to
good.
know something,
And
you
some
want to know
people
something.
think,
Everybody, I'm sorry, but everybody want receipts, and receipts is some new shit. Excuse my French. Receipts is some girl stuff. When your word is your bond, when you
People.
lived by your word being your bond, that is the receipt. You said that you would do it and you didn't. When you tell the people, I am going to do this, and the receipts show up and you didn't, that's just icing on the cherry on top, from based on
Exact.
your word being the first bond that was able to ever make. Let's be honest. The
But
first
some
bond you
people's
ever make is
words are no
right, and
good,
guess
and their
what?
word is not their bond.
This is part of the reason I said there needs to be an implementation of some old stuff. People need to be able to be trusted that their word or what they said they bond, because what was our bond before money? Our word.
Right. Right.
Before money, our word. Yes, give me this and I'll do that.
Yep. But everybody's word is not good, especially today. I think like that has to be retaught. Um
I believe in receipts though. I'm just, no. I'm gonna be honest. Just watching the receipts from a political perspective is just shameful. And this is
Lots of
when you
receipts.
when you when when you a nice person. Let me just be honest. When I hear the level of negativity, any small amount of, they stole this from this lady and they did just any of that makes me very like emotionally uncomfortable.
Okay.
So just hearing the level of negativity, like them saying, "Oh, somebody stole $257 million."
Uh-huh.
When you hear that type of stuff, it's like, how is that? That's the part where I get angry when I'm a really positive person, because there's no way. I see a question right there. What is your plan for code enforcement? This is George
Yes.
Muta. I'm about those questions. I've been waiting. Um, Thank you. I noticed that George Mateus has been an avid advocate within the community and online
Yes.
with sharing stuff
Yes, he
and
has.
stuff like that.
Yes, he has.
I'm just gonna my plan for code enforcement. I'm hoping people are really taking notes and understanding how valuable code enforcement is. And I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna kind of put this plan into play, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna say this plan online, right? And I
Okay.
want everybody to evaluate if they believe it can happen. All right.
Okay.
Part one is an evaluation process of understanding what people can are qualified to do code enforcement. So there's a
Okay.
qualification part that needs to happen first.
So a resume. We need to know if these people are even qualified.
Resume meaning, the beautiful thing about code enforcement is it is in a segue type of job. And even if you did construction, say I do construction, me per se, and I'm out of work for construction, there's no
Mm-hmm.
construction jobs. This is hypothetically speaking. So what code enforcement is a job that goes with construction, architecture, and all that stuff, because you need to have that type of education to go in behind it and do these enforcements from the
Mm-hmm.
largest perspective.
Right.
Stay with me, from the largest perspective. So what's happening is that code enforcement is not qualified due to educational background qualifications. So
Mm-hmm.
the initial thing would be to find out how many people, starting with 10, if we could find 10 people that are into construction, want to go to college, want to upgrade themselves, and all of that stuff. If we could get 10 people and put legislation or grant money together that act basically pays for those 10 people's education. That education runs about $5,000 per person, and there are
Mm-hmm.
only two places that you can get this education from, and one of them is Rutgers, Newark. So now,
Okay.
when I say to you, when the people in office have an opportunity to change things, what are they doing? All I am is a regular person that understood this particular same question
Mm-hmm.
and did a little bit of research. So I feel some type of way that the president people that's in office couldn't do enough research and find the money to be able to do this.
They don't do
And if they
research.
did, why didn't they say it?
Right.
If they did, because what they're going to do is say, "Oh, we had that, we been had that," when y'all supposed to been speaking on it. So now y'all got to do all this getting online, fighting back for something y'all said y'all had, and I've done the research. Most of that stuff shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So stop claiming some stuff that y'all had, y'all did, because I done seen stuff, I done researched enough to be like, okay, where's that? I look in the room, ain't nobody in there. I
Mm-hmm.
looked in the room. I looked in there to see where the team, whatever that was, they not in there.
Right.
So what are you talking about? So again, back to code enforcement. Code enforcement, because people need to be qualified, there's an education process. All
Okay.
right.
George
So
George said for some reason courts are dismissing cases with violations.
they're
So what
dismissing
would you
cases.
do with that? Like how would you counteract that or address that issue?
Realistically, it's that the reason why the course, he's asking a lot of questions, and cases depend on things happen in different cases. So what I may tell you may not go with the case in hand. Let's just be clear on that. However, what
Mm-hmm.
I will say is that when you believe that you are being treated a particular way, people will wait and use these small tactics instead of spending, and everybody be scared to spend their money. Everybody be scared. It costs $52 or $53 to sue the landlords.
Wait, how much?
52 to $53 to make a small claim suit against the landlord.
Okay, so what would you
Soon as I
okay.
felt, let me tell you
So
something. I'm talking
so
from
have you
experience.
done that? Okay.
Bruh, don't ask me something and I'm going to give you answers by
Okay.
experience. I'm
All
not,
right.
if I
Break it
don't know,
down
I'm
to
going
us.
to say I
Hold
don't
up.
know.
We need this process because how come people aren't doing this?
Because people, and remember what I said, peace of mind, peace of mind. How many people run and fight for their kid? People will fight for their kid, but then they won't fight for themselves. I experience these same things
Mm-hmm.
where sometimes you want to, like, I step up for somebody, kid, don't mess with no kid around me. But
Right.
then, okay, say what you need to say about me because I've been around a long time, so I can handle anything, but don't mess with this person in front of me.
Right.
So the reality is that people won't stand up for themselves at full capacity or go and do enough research to feel confident that they can't be dealt with any type of way. The other
Mm-hmm.
thing that I have to say, that our community is riddled with a lot of the pressures that go with being angry. And
Mm-hmm.
anger, what anger tends to do is anger tends to block the pure positive passage of the message that needs to happen. So
Mm-hmm.
while we're basking in this, oh, I wonder why, you lose in value because you're saying why instead of spending time on how to fix it. Two plus two
Mm-hmm.
equals four, right? People have made four into 17. I've been a certified life coach over like 5, 7, 10 damn years or so. And what they
Okay.
teach you is that we know the answers. It's just who's asking the question. We have
Okay.
the answers. We have them. We all have them because we actually know who we want to be. It's who we don't want to be, which is the biggest question. You fighting that person all the time who you don't want to be, not who am I? I am not a drug dealer. I am not a thief. I am not a. You understand what I'm saying? Because you got to
Mm-hmm.
test all of these things out. It's some things you have to test them. You have to feel them and figure out who you are not.
Okay.
So a lot of things really go, I'm going to say it over and over again, it really goes with people personality, and
Mm.
how much juncture they have for fixing their problems.
So
So what,
can
go ahead,
okay.
baby.
No, I was going to ask, what is your idea of unity? And what does that like? What does it mean to you? And how do you do that? And what it looks like? Like, does it look like?
Unity looks like me.
Okay, can you elaborate?
Um, um, I guess I'm me, right?
Uh huh.
And the streets love me for me.
Okay.
When you started, you said I've been in the fashion, I've been in the dance,
Yes.
I've been in the hair, I've been into this. I've also taught choreography to the blind. I've also, do you understand what I'm saying? So
Wow.
when I say
Yeah.
when I say community, I mean it from a
So that.
aspect of understanding that community is a bunch of sub communities. So you have the LGBTQ community, you have the black
Mm-hmm.
community, you have the handicap, which I'm friends. Deaf people taught me how to talk to them at 16 years old. I danced with deaf people at Club Sensations. They some of the coolest people, and to this day, I'm still able to have conversations without using sign language. But because my heart was in it, I could talk to them just like I use sign language, and we be yapping it up. You understand
Okay.
what I'm saying? This is why I said what community looks like. It looks like me, but it also looks like people that are not scared to look at the value of
Oh, wait a minute. Phone. Phone froze. Yikes. Hold on. Let's see if we could get Malik back on.
I know people can't
Wait,
see
are
me,
you there?
but I'm
Okay.
baby
Okay. Your phone is probably warming up. You're frozen again.
blooper or something.
Are you frozen again? Okay.
Well, I'm unfrozen. You frozen? I'm trying. You
Yeah,
frozen. I'm
you're a little you
unfrozen.
frozen on my
Okay.
end. Can you
Okay. You just I see
log
you moving.
off
Okay. Yep.
and
Yep.
log
Go
back
ahead. I'm
on?
good. Yes. I think we're both back on.
Okay.
Yes.
All
Okay.
right. It's a little lag on your end, but the question was, let me see.
Oh, in reference to the, let's go back to the landlords. The landlords, what you do is you do go to code enforcement, but what you also have to do is you have to go to the city and find out what the building ordinances are for that, like what's the code for the building. You understand what I mean? The
Mm-hmm.
other thing is what you also can do is you're gonna go to legal aid, right? And people are gonna say, oh, legal aid can't help you. Know what you want to do is you have to be comprehensive. So for all the people, and please do not take this the wrong way. But for all the people that did not take the time out to learn how to read effectively, this is why they ask you to read, because they have books that you can
Mm-hmm.
take the book and it tells you the tenant's rights.
Right.
And it is important that if they're not going to tell you, that you find this information. Listen what I'm telling you. Tenants'
Right.
rights. This is where you figure out how strong you are. What are my rights? If you see everybody getting together, and that's what we fighting for, ain't nobody going to sit at City Hall trying to fight for you, and then you sitting in the wings waiting for us to turn up when we could do this right now. Forget holding gatekeeping. I'm telling you,
Exactly.
$52. Go get that book. I'm telling you from experience, my landlord, I didn't know he had sold me an illegal apartment.
What?
So I was living on it.
Wow.
I was living in what I thought was a two-bedroom side of the house, basement apartment. He made one of the young ladies angry upstairs, and as I was walking out, she said, "Oh, I think your apartment is illegal." That
So
part.
the whole time you didn't know.
No, but she should have
Hmm.
never told me.
What happened to unity with
What
you and
that
the
was
landlord?
unity. No, that was unity. No, that was unity.
Okay. Unity against a common nefarious figure.
unity against somebody that was abusing the system.
Yes. Mm.
Let's be clear,
Yeah.
because I ain't
Yeah.
getting into to the nationalities and all of that stuff, because it's a bunch of questions and people ask me. I'm gonna say some stuff because I know I'm paying attention because my foot is in the on the necks of the streets. All right.
Okay. Okay.
So her statement, all it did was wake me up. That's one of the reasons I'm running, is because there were
Mm.
certain situations woke me up, and how people not willing to fight all the way, when if everybody knew certain stuff they would fight harder.
So
Or
people are being misinformed.
people are not being misinformed, they're not being informed. When you go to
Oh,
legal aid to have you do all this okey doke, but won't give you the confidence to listen to me very closely, will not tell you to believe in yourself.
wow.
They will not
So, but
tell you, they will not tell you that this book could actually be the guide to you winning $6,150 out of court for
mm,
putting rights. I'm speaking facts.
mm,
I'm speaking facts. No lawyer, pictures, documentation from code enforcement that I kept going to code enforcement. I just need y'all to come in. I'll do the rest. So you depend on code enforcement to do everything. This is no disrespect. You have to
absolutely.
turn up on yourself. Like,
Mm-hmm.
turn up on what you believe you are capable of. This is the same reason everybody's running for council, because they're turning up in the capabilities of themselves. This is not just about me. I want you to really look at every single person that is running, and realize that they are you.
Mm, not all of them. I can't say that.
I don't mean it. I don't
We
mean
got
it.
some
Let
corny
me just
people
wait.
that
Okay. Let
some
me just
really
let
scammers.
me
You
let me
got
not the
you
part
got
I'm gonna let you say that part.
it's
I
true
try to.
though. It's true.
No,
It's
it's
all
true.
facts.
It's true. It's true.
And
I'm
I'll
saying
double
it for
down on it.
those who. I'm only putting it up for those who believe that certain people are there for that purpose. I'm only mentioning the positively evaluated people. So anybody
Mm-hmm.
that's running, that's negative, that's I don't want to say certain things because then people will get mad at me. But then there's certain
Right.
things I'm going to say you're going to have to get over. The past is
Yeah.
the past.
Okay. The past is the past. What does that mean?
That means that if you are part of the past, then there's an opportunity for you to help the future. And
Mm,
that's by not sitting there believing that you need a seat that needs to be given to somebody of a younger mindset, of a
right.
opener mindset. This is what music. I'm a mentor, so I understand what it's like to teach a bunch of young people business management,
Right.
where they believe that they're just giving an event. No, you're in charge. Tell everybody it's your event. Yes, you have to. Campaigning is nothing to me. That's how come I'm not going all crazy, because I can't stand campaigning from an artistic perspective. Doing this stuff to get people to like me as a component to help the community. I love my community, and now it feels like, oh God, I'm working so hard to prove that I
Right.
love it, when my natural energy says I love it.
It's a dog and pony show. Like, and I've seen
Yes.
people. Actually, I've seen people who have consistently done community work prior to them running. Uh, and then I see these people who are just starting to do community work right now. You know, they think
Okay.
they started last year in their hopes of running for office to try to build up this resume of, oh, I've done this and all this stuff in the community, but that was only for 1 year. And you have people like yourself and other candidates that have been doing it, that it's your lifestyle. It's, you
It's
know what I mean?
it's
Like you said, with you being in fashion and entertainment, you're here, you're there, you're interacting with different groups of people with different abilities. So
Yes.
you are, you pretty much in the trenches,
I'm hands on with
you
a lot
know?
of stuff I'm doing. I'm hands on,
Right.
and my
Not
hands
like a
on is
Johnny come lately or
not
last
a.
year
But you
type
know
of
what?
dude.
I'm just a, I'm going to say this, and please take this with the utmost respect. Part of the reason our community, again, um, even if that person has only been doing it a year, we started somewhere. The people that started for 30 years and or whatever, we started with a year. Maybe they just feel that at this point, I'm not sure who you're talking about, so this may be something personal to you. But even that person that may be a year in, maybe they feel the same way that we do. They just felt it
No, they don't.
sooner.
No, they
Okay,
don't.
well, all I'm saying is, all I'm being is
No,
I'm
they
being the
don't.
person that I naturally am, and
They're
that's being
being
open
corny.
minded. I'm being open minded to how people really are from dealing with a bunch of different mindsets. So I'm really not going by who you're talking about, because the other thing I haven't done is I haven't spent too much time in that space with the other candidates.
Why not? Because these people are running and they are trying to get in. And what I feel like is I'm watching all of the candidates. I'm evaluating everyone because this is a job.
Yes,
This
yes.
is a job where you guys are going to get a paycheck, and I want the best person in. I don't need somebody in that's just trying to do stuff to follow the boilerplate just to get in, because they think if I do all this and I pay all this money to this event, that event, or
I'm
I
sorry,
get some
they're
kids.
gonna be mad at me, because all of that paying and doing all that stuff, all that says to me is you're gonna try to get the money back somewhere else. All right. So
Mm-hmm.
and it's not to say it towards anybody, but if you campaigning and you asking for donate, I'm not asking for donations, and it's my own choice.
So how do
I'm
you
not
run your
running my. I'm
campaign?
not. I'm sorry.
So how are you fueling your campaign, like your literature, so that people know who you are?
I can. People are gonna know who I am, but me being in the streets, there's one other thing about me. I don't care about hitting the streets all by myself. And one of the things I realized about that is that everybody be up on the mountain.
Mm, okay. Take us through that.
Everybody be on the
Lay that
mountain.
out. Open. Okay.
Everybody be on the mountain, and because I'm not on the mountain, you heard me say that I've been in California, LA, all of this stuff, and you don't hear one bit of ego about none of that, because I have not changed who I am as the real Malik, walking up and down the streets, talking to people the same way. I didn't have to be a candidate for anything for me to go get a notebook for a young guy because he having issues, and he don't
Mm,
know that that notebook could be the thing that changed his life. What does the notebook
okay.
represent? The notebook represents what white people call a business plan. So
Okay.
I help people create recipes for their future. So they have these Bibles that they create, and it's really a business plan, but I psych them out to call it a recipe. So it's a mental joggery. I got a 90% turnover rate as far as I'm concerned over how many people that have taken that one method and become productive, not knowing that it would be a recipe for the rest of their life.
Right.
So me doing this is again a very natural thing for me, because what do I do? I get certified in business management. I take that education and I give it away. I get certified as a certified life coach, right? But guess what? I'm sitting in a hair salon with all of my clients being positive, non-gossip people. And the only thing
Mm,
we have, right, we don't care about Beyonce. I don't want to talk about them. Even the celebrities, let's clear it up. We not talking about them. We talking about how
mm.
Malik could get to the next level. Or
No
Malik, can you tell me
celebrities.
how to work with do this stuff, or I'm gonna put you on an NDA, and guess what? I don't care because I don't really give a. That's another me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'll never see that me once I walk out this door. That me
Um,
won't be here.
okay. Aisha had something to say. She said that hands on is exactly what is needed. You are part of the community, and so you're accessible, as most are not.
And
I could get with her with that. I could
and
get with her.
this is the reason why this, and when
And
and just
accessible.
even her when she says accessible, I'm not sure who that is at this moment, but accessibility really is not just about being able to physically see me. Like, people got my number and I had my number for years, and I'm talking
Right.
about being away from here and people being able to call me.
Right.
I got a mentee in jail that's bipolar schizophrenic.
Wow.
He called me in California, called me 4 times. I answer once and be like, now you keep calling me and I'm busy. Oh, I'm sorry, Malik. Okay, just call me back later. I'm not gonna
Okay.
lose no money, but I also know that you need to hear somebody. Honestly, he needs to hear somebody that's gonna curse him out and tell him to do better. Yeah, yeah, because I'm it's nothing. What else are we gonna
So
talk
wait,
about?
after you do that, he gets right on track. He gets back on track.
I mean, due to his illness, back on track,
I
it
mean, as much as you could get him.
it sparks him to keep on the right pace.
Okay, good. That's good because he needs that.
That illness tends to be a little tricky when it comes to back on track. But again, because remember community. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I'm not
Hold up.
judging
We gotta
him.
remember. Hold up. Hold up. Okay, there we go. Did I get it right? I think that's how you spell it.
What's that, baby? Community,
That's
COMEUNITY. Yes, this is an invitation for people to
UNITY.
unite.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
It's an
that's what community
invitation for
rep is, an
unity.
invitation for unity.
I agree.
Somebody just said Malik really long. I'm guessing that's somebody that loves me. I love you too.
Yes, Diane Parker. What's up,
Diane.
Diane?
Diane, I love you, Diane.
All right, so we're getting down to like the last few minutes. Is there anything that you want to say? You want to talk about? Oh, hold up. Wait. Diane said Miss Parker. Okay, Miss Parker.
Miss Parker, my apologies, baby. My
Mine too. Mine
apologies.
too.
Miss
And then
Parker.
she said she loves you more.
That's right.
So, is there anything we didn't cover that you wanted to talk about? You
There.
want
I
to
mean,
take us home with?
we all over. We kind of all over the place with it. I just want to tap into the unity is what makes the community. Exactly. Look at her. I love you too. Um, um, so the thing about code enforcement is number one, because there's no qualification. So when people able to go in there, a lot of things get knocked out because code enforcement wasn't qualified to take the information in the first place. So there's some little sly stuff that's done within the judgment. If you go in
Mm,
believing that they're supposed to care without all of the paperwork, including saying you're suing, see, suing the landlord kind of makes the judge believe that you're not playing.
right,
See,
right.
anything else is just
Yep,
this
a real
normal rhetoric.
lawsuit.
They're so used to
Right.
everybody being the same in our community.
Yep.
And this
Yep.
is where we have to diversify ourselves in our thought patterns. Let me just say that. Diversify your
Exactly.
thought
So
patterns
much
because everybody is not
rhetoric.
thinking the same way that people in Newark think.
Yep.
Everybody does not wake up and I have to say this because I'm out petitioning, I'm out handing out flyers, and it's not the first time that I had to keep a smile on and smile back at a person that threw me a nasty look because they didn't want to take my flyer. I had to
Wow.
say thank you, have a great day, or maybe still like something that I probably would have liked differently had they took my flyer, but still give the compliment.
Right.
There's a
And how do you deal with that? Like on a day to
it's nothing
day,
to deal
people
with.
people that
Practice,
you're just minding your
practice,
business
practice
and
makes you highly skilled. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. So all I've done is I've just practiced to not hear it, practice to hear the
mm,
total opposite, practice to hear a yes, practice hearing
mm,
yes instead of no, and what's going to happen. See, this is
exactly.
all in our
Exactly.
mind, and our community
Exactly.
is trapped by that, is thinking that no is a no and no is a future yes. A mistake
Mhm.
is about speed. It is not about negativity.
Right. George mentioned that McIver said reports haven't been written correctly. Oh, he corrected
And
former
they haven't been
councilwoman.
written correctly. Right. They haven't been written correctly because they lack. What did I say?
You said
They
they don't have the skills,
so
basically.
remember,
The
and this is the thing
qualifications, the
they don't
requirements.
have them. Imagine putting the city talking about money. Imagine saying to having these code enforcement, you pay $5,000 times 10 is $50,000. Just say we put a budget of $70,000 a year towards code enforcement people. You
Mhm.
take those code enforcement people, and when they get to maybe the halfway point mark, what you do is you break them into these little segment groups before they get their bigger thing.
Mhm.
They could go into stores
Right.
and find mold. All in every bodega in the city of Newark got mold behind their refrigerators.
Yes.
Did you
Yes.
hear me? You know,
Yes.
they not messing with me
Yes.
in reference to what I know, and I don't care what no information nobody else come at any city council meeting. There's a different thing when you walking in these stores and you like, oh, that's a problem, that's a problem, that's a problem, and then they like, oh, where we gonna get the money from? Oh, code enforcement is the money.
Wow.
Imagine spending $70,000 a year on code enforcement and making that same money back in 6 months because of all the
Absolutely.
violations that you accumulated. Double that within a year, and what do you have?
What's the
You
math?
have what's the math? The math, and imagine, right? Imagine more than that, because you know the city got way more violations. Imagine
Mhm.
if, imagine if code enforcement had enough. Imagine if the city council knew enough and was on the ground enough to know that the people is selling fruits and vegetables all downtown Newark after 7 o'clock, and everybody thinks it's okay to do it, and they come out, they don't speak English, but the people they selling it to is English speaking people.
Oh.
What time is code enforcement job over? After, at the time where people know they could get away with it? No.
Mhm.
Right. So what do I say? Code enforcement's job needs to be extended past a particular time. The other thing is that code enforcement, while we still got a couple of seconds left, code enforcement needs to have a representation of, how are you, beautiful? Ah, I love you. Yes, councilman.
Oh,
Um,
wait, get her on, get a bring.
no, she's actually at work. She's at
Oh,
work, so
oh,
I
I
don't
was
want to
gonna
mess with
say,
her
ask her.
job.
I was going to ask her some to say some things about you.
Oh no, so I'm actually sitting in inside of Whole Foods, and this is a young lady that signed my petition. She's
Nice,
security, and
nice.
it might be a conflict of interest
Oh, I
if
got you,
she said
got you,
something about me
got you.
because she's friends with another person that's running for councilman at large.
Wow. Now,
So
how do
just out
you
of respect,
really? Wow. But
see how I work. See
how
how
do
I
you
work
balance
right
that?
there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
You could
it's
work
really
with
no
different
balance.
people.
It's really no balance because personality is the only thing that God gave you control over.
Exactly.
So all I'm going to do
Exactly.
is put my
Just
control in my
pow,
personality,
put it
and if
out
this
there.
is what, if you're attracted to that, then you sign the petition. If you're attracted to that and you understand it and you do your research, then you vote, because that's the
Mm-hmm.
only thing. I can't be in control of who don't do what and who did what. All I could do is do the
Yep.
research to make sure that I do the best job for the people that I can, and I'm looking at it from the smallest perspective, not all of these this big word perspective. We could all say the big words and do all of that, but realistically, it's so many small problems
Mm-hmm.
that if you attack it, they looking at the big ones. Like imagine you know what a crack pipe is.
No.
You don't you
I
never seen
mean,
a
I've
crack
heard
pipe?
of it.
Okay, so a crack pipe. Did you know that crack pipes are sold in the corner store?
No. How do you know that?
So there's this thing you can go online. You do your research. You got your pen and paper. It's
I use
called.
my
It's
phone.
yes. Do whatever you need to
Let me
use.
see.
It's called the Love Rose. LOVEROSE. Love Rose. See, and
Okay. That is a crack pipe?
it has a little flower in it, right?
Yeah.
Right. So this is something they sell in the store. Tell me what it looks like you use it for. It's not a
Okay.
crack pipe. It's not a crack pipe right now. But what would you use it for if you?
Oh, this is how they got the rose. Hold on, let me see if I can show it. This
Yeah,
is how
it's
they got the rose in there.
inside of it. Yes.
Yep.
Tell me what is it for though? What is it? Like who
It's a
needs that?
glass.
For what?
Listen, I don't
You
know
don't
how to
know.
answer these questions.
No, no,
I'm
no.
not I
The
never
only
used crack or pipes.
okay, we I don't use crack either, right? But
This
my
is what
mother
I
was a
see though.
crackhead. Yes. So when you go in the corner store, you see these inside the store.
Oh wow, I never paid any attention to these.
Right. So this is small. See how you didn't pay attention to it, but
Yeah.
because I'm in the community so tight on the ground, I am. So
Okay.
I noticed that there was a big come up because weed is legal now. Everybody that does any other drug besides weed and smoke cigarettes and drink, they're in this entity of believing that every drug is legal to smoke on the streets because weed is legal. So because I'm in the streets, I've noticed that there's been a increase in crack users and embalming fluid users and all that stuff that has
Mm-hmm.
increased on a visual in the streets in the community. So I came out of a store one day and a white lady had just bought her crack pipe and pulled up in front of this girl's house, the door of her house, the door of this girl's
Wow.
house. This girl was
Wow.
17 years old, Spanish little girl. And she like, that's my house right there. What is she doing? And I turned around and I said, if you don't get away from that little girl door, she just got the crack pipe out the store.
Mm.
Now, Newark doesn't have an ordinance for these crack pipes. I've
So
already started making a
okay.
complaint about putting an ordinance together.
I like
I've been
that.
saying it, but the other thing that makes it rotten is that Camden has an ordinance for it. Patterson has a That's
Wow.
right. Be
Wow.
shocked. Be shocked.
Wow.
So now we wonder why I say the council that is there is not,
They're
and I'm just a
disconnected.
regular person. I'm just a regular person. But
Wow.
because y'all on the mountain, if you on a mountain, you can't see what's happening in the dirt.
Right.
I'm in the dirt.
Aisha
I'm in
is
the
here.
dirt.
She says, where's the help for our children with autism suffering in these rat infestation homes with mold? So I guess that's a code enforcement issue.
This is
I
a
gotta
code.
wrap up, but I'm a
This is a
yeah,
code enforcement issue. However, this is another issue that needs attention because thi- that community, the autistic community, this is health and mental, and those type of rat infestations and mice infestations have a reaction to these babies. You
absolutely.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for
Should
me,
be an
I would
ordinance for
say
that too.
I would say that again.
It should be an ordinance for that as well.
There should be an ordinance for that as well. However, there should be a heightened attention brought to that where the city is actually communicating with the parents and the children of these people because I'll call them superheroes. So I don't want to say disabled. I want to say superheroes because autism is really a superpower. Let me just say it. So I done dealt with them. I done worked with them. I worked as a dance teacher with autistic kids. So that's why I say I understand it
Nice.
way different. It's a superpower. Do
Nice.
you understand what I'm saying? So for me, it's about getting them into a space in the city has if the city was focused on the issue. See, I'm about to get mad. I'm about to get
No, don't
mad.
get mad. We gotta wrap up because I have another event to go to. So if you get mad, it's gonna take time to bring you back, and people won't get to hear your last final words
My
and
last thing is
your
I
requested
love
vote
my
for them for
community.
you.
I love my community, and I think it's important that every if it's not me, please just pick somebody that really loves the community. Don't pick them because you
Absolutely.
know them. Pick them because they
Absolutely.
really did the job before anybody gave them money. I'm gonna tell you the reason
Absolutely.
I'm not taking no money is because I ain't never asked nobody for none before. So it feels weird to and everybody's like, Knowledge, you gotta ask people for money. No, I let the world and the universe do what it do. And if I'm supposed to be in there, I'm supposed to be in there. It ain't supposed to be about no money. So when y'all picking somebody, pick somebody. And again, if it's not me, that loves the community, not that's
Absolutely.
not that doesn't have forget experience.
Absolutely.
Love your community.
May
Peace of
12th.
mind. It's peace of mind. 5B for community.
Absolutely. All right. That was Mr. Malik H. Cooper. Thank you so much for coming
Thank you for
on.
having me.
I would like to have you on again in the future
Yes.
because, I like your energy, I like your flow, and I want to talk more about what you do with your life coaching and your interactions with children with autism because I think that's really important in our community. We don't see a lot of
I'm a
support
hands
for
on.
that.
That's why I'm running because I'm hands on. So I understand the problem from a hands on perspective, not to create the program and tell
Mm-hmm.
somebody else, no, I'm
It's
there.
adjusting into their lives.
No,
Yeah.
I'm hands on. I'm picking
Mm-hmm.
up. I'm stapling. I'm doing push ups too. You understand what I'm
Wow.
saying? I'm not
Right.
just yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's more than just saying something. Our youth really like action. They will listen. It's action. Your physical, not just your damn mouth.
Right. I
I
got
deal
you.
with dancers. Guess what? If I couldn't dance, would they respect me? No.
Nope. Nope. But you take care.
Yes. Thank you so much
I
for having me. I know
appreciate
you're
you for
trying to
coming
get off
on.
and be what you call it. So I'm out of here, girl.
I'm gonna call you though.
Please do.
I am.
All
You
right.
all right? Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you.
Thank
Have a
y'all for
great night,
joining us.
everybody.
I appreciate y'all. I'll be back next week. Malik H. Cooper, Community, Peace of Mind, Peace of Mind, 5B on May 12th, 2026, Councilman at Large. And peace.
Great
We're
day.
out of here.
Peace.